Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of FTB Beyond. I've been doing a little bit of work between episodes on our Woot mob farm room. I added some mobs to the walls over here, put some zombies in there, name tagged them, their name. You can't see the names from here, unfortunately, but they're named Test Subject 32, 33, 34, and 35, because I thought it was fitting. But we've got a couple of mobs in here. I may expand these and put another one of these like holding cells, containers, I don't know, whatever you'd call them. I may stack another one on top of each of these just because it would help bring a focal point of interest up a little bit higher, but we'll see about that. Right now I've got the mob farm running on skeletons and generating a whole bunch of bones for us, which is pretty cool. What I'd like to do in today's episode is I would like to get this going as a redstone farm. And basically all we need to do is wire this up to our refined storage system, punch bone meal into this guy and this guy. We need to export bone meal into these two, and then import anything that comes into this vacuum chest. And that should basically do it. However, although we have a good reliable source of bones, we don't have a good reliable source of bone meal. And that's one of the things that I want to take care of, well, right now. So there's a couple ways we can go about doing this. If we look at bone meal in JEI, there's a lot of different ways you can get it. You can craft bones and bone blocks into it, obviously. You can pulverize bones in a pulverizer and get 6, or a sag mill and potentially get a little bit more than that. Yeah, there's a few options. We have a few options. Some of them would require power and a fair amount of it, and some of them wouldn't. There's also the option of just taking bones and using some sort of like an auto crafter or something like that, a crafting machine of some sort, to just basically take bones from our system, craft them into bone meal, and, call it good. So that would also potentially be an option. As far as crafting, automatic crafters go, we could just use the crafter from RF Tools, honestly. It doesn't require a ton of power. We'd only need to hook it up to one recipe. That may be the way to go. Because if we go with a pulverizer, we're going to have to make sure that it's going relatively fast. And on top of that, it's also, wrong button. It's also going to need a fair amount of power. I do kind of want to check, though, and just see what the processing time would be for bones. So I've got a fully upgraded pulverizer over here. Yeah, here we go. If I toss bones in here, how fast does that go? Not nearly as fast as I'm going to want it to. Yeah, and that's a fully upgraded resonant pulverizer with 4 augments. There are other ways to increase the speed, but, I mean, with this we're already talking, well, now I put bones away. We're already talking 60 RF per tick right now, and I don't know that that's worth it, honestly. I think we're better off just going, I mean, we've got tons of bones coming in. We're talking like 8 or more bones every 2 seconds from our Woot mob farm. I'm kind of thinking we're better off just using a crafter from RF Tools. So let's take a look at that. We just need the crafter tier 1. And looks like I need a couple of crafting benches. There we go. So we've got that. Where do we want to put this thing? I suppose we could just put it right here, like next to this machine, or even back here behind. Like, we don't have to see what this thing is doing. That would potentially be an option. Let's just clear out a little bit of space right over here. This will be fine. And with some flux points and some of that kind of magic, it shouldn't be that hard to do. There we go. So let's put our crafter right here, okay? And then we are going to want to hook this thing up to power. So we'll say you power. Okay, this thing is now getting power, which is what we want. Let's also just grab a torch. And, hey, pick up, please. And let's just put that on the wall here. That way you guys can see. Okay, so we got our crafter. Now, let's grab some bones. And we just say, you. Is that not? Double click to edit. There we go. So we do that, hit apply. Okay, so bone meal. I put this in here and it'll go poof, make bone meal, right? Pretty easy. So now, results of crafting, yep, okay. So then I think all we need to do is input and output, and that should basically be it. So let's go and grab an importer. We'll grab 2 since we are going to need 2. And then we're going to say exporter. And let's actually make another one of these guys, because I'm going to need 3 of them all together. And then we'll grab some RF tools, or some refined storage cables. Okay, so I want you to import into our system here and export to our system here. Oh, come back. We'll say export bones, import bone meal. Okay, so that should be simple enough. Then we'll grab some speed upgrades. We'll just grab a few of them. Let's see, how many have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So enough for 3. Okay, and let's just grab... Oh, go back, you. Oh, man. Why? Why, game? Why you do this to me? Okay, and let's put speed upgrades like so. Speed upgrades are not that expensive, so I'm going to need to make one more set, I think, for these, but that's okay. Let's see. Then we're going to say export. Here we're going to say random slot, and same kind of a deal. We want our speed upgrades there, and then I need bone meal one more time, so we can tell these to export bone meal. Okay, and then we put an importer here, and let me go make the speed and stack upgrades for that, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so all the speed and stack upgrades are in place. Okay, so now I'll hook this thing up. We're gonna start seeing stuff in here. We should start seeing stuff in here. Oh, no, because we don't have any bone meal in our system. Right. Totally knew that. Okay, so once I hook this up, this thing should start filling up with bones? No? Maybe it does have to be specific sides, because I'm supposed to be importing bone meal here. Oh, I forgot to connect that. That would make a difference. Yeah, see, this is now filling up with bone meal. This is filled up with all the bones. We got tons of bone meal going into the system, and these are filling up. Now, what I want to do is take out the stack upgrades here, and I just want to see... Yeah, this does not use bone meal that quickly. Can I break that? Yes, so I can get up here. I just want to see how fast is this. Okay, it's relatively quick. Now, is this going down? Is the amount of bone meal in here going down? It appears so. But if we put the... Oh, this has the stack upgrade now. What? I'm very confused. How are we doing on bone? Are we getting tons of bone meal in here? We're up to 400. Yeah. Yes and no. It actually seems to be holding about steady now that we've taken the stack upgrades out. That's probably good. We could even take these speed upgrades out one more time. And it's still keeping up there. But now I think, now if we look at bone meal, it is definitely still increasing. Slowly. Slowly but surely. I want to try and balance these, essentially, so that I'm producing about as much bone. Well, actually, you know what? It's fine. It's okay. Because it wouldn't be bad to just have bone meal in our system for when we set up other farms and stuff like that. So maybe we just leave this as is. Call it good. We'll put that guy away. We'll put those in here. We'll grab one more laboratory block to put here. And vacuum chest. Why pick up redstone? Oh, there it goes. Okay, so the vacuum chest is working. It's just not like it. There's a little bit of a delay sometimes. Okay. Ooh, I just realized though, we're gonna get a ton of these red orchids. Like, way too many. I mean, I still have... I'm kind of thinking I want to get rid of those, honestly. They're great, but at the same time, I don't think it's a good idea to... Yeah. Let's see. So let's blacklist red orchids and say, hey, I don't want you to import red orchids. Okay? So it's going to import the redstone, but not the red orchids. And then what we'll do is we'll make a trash can, put that guy right here, grab ourselves some item conduits and say, oh, I'm going to need a filter as well. You make hopper, make filter. Okay? We'll say filter, whitelist, red orchids, extract always, and insert. So now any red orchids in here should get sent directly into the trash. Oh, did I? No. What? I'm surprised that connects to this refined storage cable. That's really surprising to me. I wonder if you can actually, like, do something with that. Either way, I don't want that one. There we go. So, that should work. We should now be getting redstone at a reasonable speed. Like, it's just going to generate redstone for us. Yes, it could be faster. But honestly, we don't really need the redstone that badly. Like, we do. I mean, it never hurts to have tons of redstone lying around. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. But realistically, if I get into a situation where I am desperately in need of redstone, I could just mine out a quarry or whatever, and it wouldn't really be that big of a deal. Speaking of quarries, that's something else I want to do in today's episode. Last episode, we set up a Nether Star power generation system, which is pretty sweet. It's pretty awesome. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about this, yeah, I do want crazy amounts of bone meal coming into our system. Craft speed. Do the thing. There we go. I do actually want crazy amounts of... What? What? Hey. What? I don't know what happened there. That was very strange. Either way, I do want crazy amounts of redstone, of bone meal coming into my system because the thing is, now we should be getting tons of it, right? Yep. If I swap out the mobs in my Woot mob farm, like if I decide I want to do withers instead of skeletons or something, I want to have a ton of extra bone meal built up and extra bones built up for when that happens. So, yeah, that's a thing. While we're on the topic, though, let's grab ourselves some bone meal, and let's make sure, before we flood our system, that we have a place devoted to it. We do. Good. We've got a storage door devoted to bone meal. Okay, just wanted to make sure. So, going back, as I said, we set up some nether star generators last episode, and they generate 9.5, or I think it's like 9.6 million RF every 5.7 seconds or something like that, which I said, oh, 9.5 million divided by 8, or divided by 5.7, that must mean it's generating over 1 million RF per tick. I can't math, guys. There are 20 ticks in a second. So it's actually a little bit, I don't know the exact numbers, it's hard to tell, but it comes out to roughly 80,000 RF per tick per nether star generator, which honestly is still really good. Like, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. They do have one downside, though, which is if you stand next to them, like right now, these ones aren't actually doing anything. Surprisingly, I don't know why. But if you stand next to them, they give you the wither effect, which is a little annoying. However, there's this item right here from Reliquary, which we can make, which I believe, as long as it is in your inventory, you're immune to wither. So then, if we need to do maintenance on them or something, we can just come over here and, you know, as long as this is in our inventory, we'll be safe from the wither effect, which is pretty useful. Kind of a cool thing to have. But if we're generating 80,000 RF per tick per generator, that's still a significant increase in power. That's like 240,000 RF per tick just from these 3 generators. I'll probably... Oh, wrong button. I'll probably upgrade this to 5 generators between episodes. I think I actually have 5 generators. I may even go more than that. I may go like 7 or 9. Let's see. It takes what? 5 seconds to go through. Almost 6. I get 8 nether stars every 2 seconds. So yeah, I could go up to about 9 generators and not worry about running out of nether stars. Still be at a net positive for nether stars. So that would be doable. And they don't produce power if that power isn't getting used. So it would be okay. But we do have a use for tons of power. Let's use our sleeping bag here real quick. And that is the quarry from RF Tools. So right now we've got a quarry in a mining dimension. And that mining dimension quarry is just a basic quarry. Just nothing fancy. Like, it's just a plain old regular quarry. And this did not teleport. Oh, well, you know what? It's fine. We can still get up here without too much difficulty. Yeah, so here's our quarry, right? And it's all done with its current operation. But we've got here a shape card that's a clearing quarry, doesn't do anything special. It doesn't have fortune, it doesn't have silk touch, nothing like that at all. What I'm thinking we should do is upgrade this. Oh, now I'm never going to find that cave that my thing was in. Was it this one? Yeah, okay, here we go. So I want to upgrade this quarry to a fortune quarry instead. And I think we can do that relatively easily. So we've to upgrade this to a fortune quarry. Clearing fortune quarry. I thought there was a better... I thought there was one that required 900 RF per tick. 3, 6. Clearing silk. Oh, I guess Silk Touch is the really expensive one. Oh, okay. Although Silk Touch wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea, because then we'd get tons of smooth stone as well. Maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll go with the silk quarry. And all we need... no. Do we need to turn this into a non-clearing quarry first? There we go. So we'll do silk quarry. Maybe it can't be set. Do we have to clear the... Let me see exactly what I need here. Okay, there we go. Silk quarry. Fantastic. Now, it doesn't actually clear the space, which I kind of like it to clear the space because I can see then where I've dug very, very easily. So let's grab some glass. Let's do a little bit of that. So we've got a clearing one. We can put this guy back, and now we can set this up, and it's going to drain a lot more power than it did before, which is fine. That's okay. So let's go, and I think we should probably move our quarry, honestly, because it's kind of, you know, it's kind of away from everything right now, which is fine. That's okay. But let's go maybe over here. Oh, no, that's all unexplored areas. Not that that's a big deal, though. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. It's okay if it's unexplored. The only thing that I would be getting from unexplored areas would be, or that I wouldn't get mining out unexplored areas is going to be, what's it called? Garnierite or something? It's basically nickel ore. But anyway, so let's right click on this. Let's go here. Let's travel off quite a distance this way. All right, there we go. We've got a bottom marked out as to another far corner or whatever you want to call it. So now all we should need to do is plug this bad boy in. It's going to use 900 RF per tick per block, basically, which is obviously going to be a lot more RF than what the previous one required, but it should get the job done for us. So we'll put this here, we'll put you here, and look at that. Now it's going. And just to be on the safe side, I'm going to put that right here. I don't know if it's going to be needed or not, but still, 224 chunks. That'll get us a ton of smooth stone, which is going to be useful because I keep having to smelt it, which is never really that useful. But there we go. Quarry upgraded. Fantastic. So now, let's head not through that one. Down here through this one? Nope. Nope. On this side of the waterfall. It moved my portal. I wonder if they function... I'm going to assume they function the same way that nether portals do. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Either way, doesn't really matter. Okay, so another thing you guys have told me is that the vat from Ender.io, which isn't super difficult to make. Oh, well, there it goes. The vat is a pretty fantastic item that allows you to do some pretty cool things. So let's make one of you and no electrical steel. Dang it. Okay, now I have the electrical steel I need, so let's make the vat. And what I was told is that if you take the vat and let's grab some water, you put some water in it, and then you put some of these XP shards in it, it will generate liquid XP? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it... of course it's also going to need power. Right. Durr. Should have thought of that. There we go. Oh, look at that. It does. It generates liquid XP. Not a lot of liquid XP, but a little bit. And then, apparently, you can take that liquid XP and pipe it directly into the experience obelisk and get experience that way. That's what it seems like, which is pretty cool. Definitely needs a water source, but we could always make another sink from cooking for blockheads, which basically functions as an infinite water source and is super amazing for that reason. Sink. There we go. I just want to try this out. This isn't going to be its permanent location, obviously. I just want to try this. So if we pull... Oh. Output tank. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's outputting... Yeah, look at that. Oh, man, we could have infinite experience right here. Because the Woot mob farm, like, the amount of XP shards you can get, I mean, I had my XP upgrades running on it for maybe 5 minutes, and we got 1,800 of these XP shards. So, that has potential. Okay. We will play around with that. Axe? Really? You use an axe to break a sink? Okay, whatever. Either way, though, that is very good to know. We'll have to do something with that. I don't want to put it right here in the middle of this house, obviously. I think I want to definitely put it somewhere over here in the new base, make it look like a scientific experiment or something of some sort. But I wanted to test that out. Maybe we'll tackle designing a room for that in a later episode or something. I just wanted to try it and see if that would work. Unfortunately, though, guys, I am out of time for this episode, so I think I'm going to have to go ahead and call this one right here. My friends, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.